All systems go. Clear for liftoff. What's up, everyone? Tyler Tamboline here, aka ToeTagginTambo. Got a special edition PGA show. This is not a Pebble Beach show. Put the disclaimer out there right away. Our man Matt Gannon will be back. He's going to have boots on the ground over at shipitnation.com. Myself and Alex Blickel back here tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, with Leverage Lane for that. But Super Bowl is over. Literally, in my opinion, the worst Super Bowl maybe ever that I've watched. But I got my man Hoopster here with me as always. We're going to break down our 2026 Ship It Nation content, plans, tools, partnerships, the one and done over on Splash Sports, massive overlay potential as of right now. So we'll bring that up in a little bit. And then we've got some news for all access members, some site news for the upcoming year ahead. But 2025, a special year. Thank you to everyone that was a part of it, especially for the NFL season. But we still got a lot of other sports and stuff going on. Hoopster, bring you in, man. We got to, going to try and run through this as quickly as possible, do some Q&A at the end. But Super Bowl, very bad, correct?
Man, that's about as bad as it gets. And I think it's like very unfortunate. Obviously, we're not going to go deep into it. But like you get a lot of novice fans, like a lot of wives watching, girlfriends, whoever, people that don't watch NFL week to week, they watch that game. And like even they have the opinion that it was just like so terrible. My parents, they're not huge football fans. They watch, that's the first thing they said. Wow, that was a really bad game. And then, obviously, a little controversy at halftime, people maybe not understanding what's going on. It was just a bad combination, I think, all the way around. So, but, we're here to talk about some PGA, so we can turn that page and roll right into some golf talk.
Yeah, we got a lot going on this season, so we just want to recap it. I know some people don't even turn on the golf stuff until we've got until football ends, of course, but we've got a signature event this week for Pebble Beach, another signature event the following week. We'll have majors sooner than later. We've got the players, big contest. I mean, DraftKings going all in this year. They got the No Scheffler came alive for real this week. They had a little addition to the lobby. I've never seen that, but just noting it, and I kind of put the joke out there last week. But there's a lot that goes on with golf, and it's growing every single year. That's the thing about PGA DFS. We recognize that early over at Ship It Nation. We want to do as much as possible to bring content that's valuable, that's different, that's unique in its own way. And then, of course, really solid projections, ownership, adapting for things that the rest of the industry is not fully paying attention to. There's great sites out there that do pay attention to it 100% of the time, and that's awesome for them. And that's what it's all about. But there's also ways that we can make it just a little bit more fun, a little bit easier, all that type of stuff, and excited for the season upcoming. So, Hoop, we'll start it off. I'm going to pull up the site here just for a minute. We've got a couple different things going on, but a lot of people, maybe they were here, maybe they weren't last year, but we did partner. I want to talk about this with SaberSim. We partnered with Rick Rungood for the tool side of things. And we do have different promotions and things going on with that. So maybe talk just a little bit about that first, but obviously the SaberSim partnership was the first one to come to fruition. And it's been quite huge. I think for a lot of people, it's going to come up again later when we talk about the all access specials and just requirements moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of sports, I think, really well here. Obviously, a little bit biased, but like in terms of the PGA offering, I feel like it's the sport that we've probably put in the most work to fine tune, if that makes sense. Like, obviously, we're doing everything we can on all the other sports, but we really, when we launched Ship It Nation, we wanted to make sure that we were different than the industry in regards to PGA. And what you see a lot of other sites offering for PGA is, oh, you need our projections, you need our ownership, and that's it. As you can see, you kind of have it up there. There's a lot of stuff and more to come too. There's some things we're still in the works of adding. But the big thing last year was obviously the partnership with Saber, like you mentioned. And, we'll be doing more with screen sharing, more Q&A, more lineup building stuff as the season goes on. That's a little maybe foreshadowing of some of the stuff that we're going to talk about here throughout the show and some additions. But yeah, the addition of Saber is huge. And again, it's another piece to the pie. We always talk about it. Like, there's no secret weapon. There's no secret sauce. A lot of people say, oh, you got to have this player's core plays for the week, or you got to have this guy's model for the week. I love how everyone just all of a sudden thinks they have a model, like my model, come on, like everything is a piece of the pie, piece of the puzzle. There's no one answer. There's no one statistic that is super important. Like it's just one piece of the pie, and Saber is a very valuable piece of the pie, piece of the puzzle. And like you said, we partnered with them last year. Some people might not be aware of that.
Yeah, it's super important because one thing I'll note for sure, we love our partnership over at SaberSim. They actually contributed quite heavily during the NFL season over here. If you see above the Ship It Games, I know we're the only site to give away probably more than $85, but how about $85,000 in cash and prizes? Shout out to our friends at SaberSim, huge partnership, as we mentioned. But one of the biggest things, and this is what we love about it, is they do not offer single sport. So if you're coming out of NFL and you're looking to say, hey, I want to get PGA only content from somewhere, even the other sites that are, that are ranked up here that people are going to put up there, and I get it, you do have to go buy an optimizer somewhere else on top of the price point. With us, it's all going to be included. So I'll turn this off. That's all the offerings that you see there on the site. But the early bird special, if you go to join the nation, you could just click it here, but I want to make sure we get to the next part of our partnerships. We did do another partnership. So we did partner with Rick Rungood. Want to shout out Rick here in just a second, but just noting it, $349 works out to about $29 per month. So less than $1 a day. And that's for all of the PGA content. Like other sites, again, $69, $79 a month, all this stuff. If you're just buying monthly, you're going to pay more for it because obviously there's optimizers and licenses, things like that. If you go to another reputable site and pay $69 a month for the monthly, you then go to the other optimizer site and pay another $29. So you are paying $100 plus at some of these other sites for just golf and an optimizer. We have it where you don't need to buy the optimizer for as little as $25 a month. You can buy it with SaberSim. You can't get single sport anywhere else. You can still build up to 150 lineups with SaberSim there. $29 a month, that works out to at the $349 special. And then now with Rick Rungood, I'll let you talk about this one too, Hoop, but this was where, we wanted to make sure we were partnering with somebody when it comes to the tools. Rick is the epitome of a sweaty tryhard out there doing everything. He's got the data for all the tours, Live, DP World Tour, say what you want about them, but you'll be wanting those things when it comes to majors, when it comes to a lot of the crossover events and things like that. He's got custom stat models, all the golfer profiles and the rankings, the live leaderboard, and more. But this partnership was special too, and we just added that one coming into this season. Do you want to talk a little bit more on the setup with Rick? And then that kind of leads us into our partnership with Splash as well for the huge one and done.
Yeah, in regards to Rick, I mean, a lot of people are obviously reaching out, asking, where should I go for data? Where should I go for tools? We've always stayed in our lane. We weren't going to just, create something for the sake of creating it and try to upsell it to our customer base. We went to the best spot for data and tools. And that is at Rick's site, rungood.com. And it was very easy to work with him and his wife. And we got a partnership. I mean, within a week, we had a deal lined up to get our members access to rickrungood.com and everything that he offers over there. The big differentiator for sure, like you said, is the 6 tours. No one else has access to all the tours. He does, updates it obviously week by week, round by round, and he does a phenomenal job. Like you said, a true sweaty tryhard for sure. And happy to have this as part of our offering now.
Yeah, so everybody's looking into it. I mean, it's not an affiliate deal where we'll just say, here's a code and go get it. It's actually built directly into the site. So again, there's something for everybody. $59 a month, as you see on the screen, is the breakdown. If you just want the content only, obviously much better deals when you go to annual, $25. $79 if you want to get in, including SaberSim. Like I said, the other site might be $69, but then you go and pay $29 or whatever for the PGA optimizer. So that's built in, or as little as $29 a month. Right now, if you just pay for it and say I'm done for the year, it works out to $349. That works out to about $29 a month. And then if you want the tools through Rick, the minute you sign up with us, you get a welcome email that will send you over to Rick's site. It's all run off of Rick's site, but it's only in the bundle pricing with us. And I always said this one, Hoop, and I've said it before, but for those new or watching it for the first time, it's like, back in the day, I don't know, it's not for everybody, but maybe you were experimenting with certain safety meetings and whatnot. You might get a little hungry. You say, what should we do? Let's go get some French fries at McDonald's. Let's go get a burger from this place. And then let's go to Dairy Queen and get our little cool treat afterwards, a Blizzard or something. It's like you can get all the best under one roof. That's what the complete package is all about. And obviously, knowing Rick from our partnership over at Splash Sports is how we got to our next topic. but we have a $150,000 one and done. You go over to Splash Sports right now, you can see our mugs right up there on the screen. Love to see that. But we have a $150,000 PGA one and done. It starts this week. It is less than 48 hours away, and we are currently less than 20% full, but it is completely guaranteed. So you guys have to think about this. I mean, if you're looking at anything that you can possibly do out there, it's less than $4 per event is what it works out to. It's $100 and you're in. It's 20,000 to first, 11,000 to second, 60. I mean, we just did a prize pool like this for Ship It Games during football. You just had to be a member. This one does cost $100, but for the whole season, $100 and you're in. This is by far going to be an awesome opportunity. And if there is all of this potential overlay, it could just get even better where more people, more percentage of the pie is getting paid because the money is fully guaranteed. Also, if you get in before it locks on Thursday morning, we're giving away 2 of those $349 early bird packages. We're also giving away 2 full $230 packages to rickrungood.com, full data package for the year. So 4 lucky winners on top, and you can enter as many entries up to 50, but even just getting one in there is good, right? If you get in there the whole season, do it with a family member, a friend. I do one with my dad, that type of thing. But anything you got to add on the one and done, we want to kind of breeze through this stuff, but this is the biggest thing right now that we've got going for contests.
Yeah, join it. That's what I want to get in there, add an entry, make us look good, because right now we're not looking very good. But the one thing I did notice, like, these things do usually a lot of people enter them like, you know, the day before and stuff. So right now it's not looking too good. I know Rick had the big one early on in the year and it wasn't looking good for a while, and then boom, everyone got in. So I do have faith that we'll get close to filling, but, you know, reserve your spot, get in it. Definitely would appreciate that. You know, a lot of one and dones. We wanted to wait till after NFL ended to start our one and done. So that's kind of the reasoning here behind it. We knew we were going to launch one, you know, no matter what, but we wanted to wait till after NFL where our full focus is shifted over, and we have Sheets doing videos kind of talking about it as well. So we have content to go along with it in our community. So yeah, please enter it. $100 gets you a sweat basically all season long. I mean, it goes all the way through. So it's not like you're, you know, 1 week, $100. I mean, what is it, like $3 a week or something? I'm sure you got that.
Works out to just under $4 per event.
Yeah.
The big thing you said too is, like, especially if you're a member already, we're going to talk more on that in a second. Obviously, if you're not a member, we'd love to have you in the community. We've sold enough over the past, as you guys always tell us. It's fine. We're comfortable with it. Obviously, we're trying to let people know what we have and what we offer. And our focus for the longest time was making sure you get the best price. That is still our number one mission statement on the site, is the most affordable, most valuable content in the DFS space. But at this point, with all the value you can see and like the partnerships that we've made and the credibility with those partnerships alone, we've got everything you need. We've already talked about that. It still is everything you need to have success for less with DFS. But just noting it, the point that you just brought up, the last point you said there on the Ship It Nation members, the sheet stuff. I'm going to go back to the website just for a minute here so people can see it. But if you go over here, we do have, we had it for NFL under pools. There was a survivor tool and a survivor show. We're going to have that for PGA so that you guys can get it. So we're going to have specific content that Sheets is doing each week for the one and done. He was very high, by the way, on Gotter Up last week in one and done, specifically because it was just a way you could get access to him was through the one and done. So if you're worried that, like, hey, I don't know too much about it, there's nothing easier than a one and done. You pick one golfer that you think is going to win this week or win you the most money this week. There's strategy to it, which Sheets will break down further, but just noting it, it's easy to do. You log onto the site, you put it in. We're going to have full content for you. So if you're thinking of another way to get access to a sweat, like Hoop mentioned, certainly think that's the way to go. Other ad, want to talk again about our guy, Matt Gannon, who, by the way, is currently live right now. He's at Pebble Beach inside the ropes doing his thing. He's got full passes for this week. He also, spoiler alert, he's got the full media pass for next week as well. So the press pass to get into I think it's the Riv, right? Is next week? Yeah. So back-to-back signature events that he's going to be at inside the ropes. Last week, people saw him standing there next to EVR as he dials in a practice round, things like that, and having some fun with it. But we have the boot shows. These are for members only. A lot of people came over in the Vincerix setup where people were with them before. They're not doing the same thing this year, so they all came over. Shout out to our guy Adam Kirk over there, and now Matt Gannon with us. But the boot show is 14 events this season. It is a members only show that you're going to see on the site where I think it'll let me get into it right now if I go in, but we'll have it for Pebble Beach. The past shows are there just so you can see how many we do on the run of the season, but he'll be breaking that down. And then this was really cool last week. I know it's cleared for this week. I don't think, he's already got a couple in there, but yeah, so the Boots Bullets was another addition. He's literally putting these notes in on the Sheets app as he walks around, not our guy Sheets, Excel Sheets or whatever, Google Sheets, whatever they call it, where he's rolling around, typing these notes in. He'll put the price updates as we go along, but it will say like, for Rory, this is just a, spoiler, but it says first guy I saw out there, solo prep, which he does here and there, did not seem fully dialed in prep, complaining about toe balls off the tee, but that's life. You live as a drawsman. He will have infinite wedges, and the wedge play was rejuvenated in 2025. He'll say different things about, different people throughout the board. This will all get filled up throughout the week. He did 67 golfers or something last week, and then he's got additional course notes that you're only going to get directly from on site. A lot of sites will say they're boots on the ground, but we find out after maybe they're not. Maybe they're not actually at the grounds, period. So just thinking about it from that perspective, having that little bit of extra added differentiator, as Hoop said, just another piece of the puzzle, but I think it's a really cool one, and you do get some insight on that. I know he talked last week a ton about just watching Matty Fitz flush it for 2 days straight. Didn't fully pan out for Matty Fitz, but man, he came out of the gates hot, really solid and up there throughout the entire weekend. It just didn't fully pan out, but I thought that was interesting as well. Any other offerings, Hoop, that you wanted to touch on when it comes to PGA?
Definitely excited about the addition of Matt Gannon. I mean, he's been phenomenal. Our community has absolutely loved him. I mean, I know I've gotten personal messages about how good he is, how talented he is, young guy, grinder. And the one thing that definitely stands out is you just can't replicate that sort of passion. Like, he's very passionate for this stuff, the PGA Tour, following it. And it's you can't fake that. You can't fake the passion. I mean, he is so dedicated to this, an absolute grinder. He has a very bright future in the industry, long term. I mean, just very talented, and he's busting his ass at a young age. You love to see it, and everything he's providing is very, very, very valuable.
Yeah, we'll definitely have the link out there a bunch. You can go on our X account at Ship It Nation, like it shows in the top right corner. You just go to Splash Sports, splashsports.com. You can find it there. Like I said, our mug is literally at the top of the page. This is something that, I mean, certainly, like I said, the overlay potential is there right now. There is less than 48 hours to go, and currently less than 20% filled. Like Hoop said, you see the logo in the bottom left of your screen, Ship It Nation. Ship It Procrastination is definitely a thing when it comes to one and dones, as we saw. Like you said, Rick's did get filled in the end, though. Rick Rungood, who we talked about earlier in our partnership with Rick, did have the largest one and done in all PGA DFS history as a $1.25 million, and it did fill at the end. So it has segments. It's a little bit different. We're Ship It. We're not here. We're not segment it. We're not trying to come it down and get, give me a little bit, a few bucks here and a few bucks there. We loved the Survivor stuff. We had a ton of members. Again, shout out to our guy Sheets doing the work for members there, but that was awesome. And a bunch of members. I actually got the Survivor Revival, little 7K score at the end. Yeah. Bigger chop, but I mean, that was nice to get. A lot of fun when it comes to that. So I don't know. I think it's pretty fun. If you're looking for something to do, that's solid. Andrew says, will you guys have non-Scotty contest scores? Just look at my core that doesn't include Scotty already, and you'll know more on that on Leverage Lane tomorrow. But I think there's I know Alex is going to break it all down. My man Alex Blickle always getting the job done with the math behind the scenes. It's just got more prevalent now, the way that it's all playing out. I know he's got some good math tomorrow on that show, so keep checking that one out and bring your stuff over there, 10:30 a.m. Eastern here on the channel. What else, Hoop? I don't want to rush things here, but I know there's a couple other things we wanted to touch on. What do you got next? Then I'll run through a couple more.
Let's go quickly. Go over what our guy Lee does, the course fit rankings and the value report. I think very valuable. I mean, as it says, and it's usually like 6 or 7 guys that he's identified that might be cheap. I mean, that's the nice thing about Lee stuff. It's always up super, super early. Like, he gets his stuff done very, very early, and it just kind of gives you a first look at, what he's thinking. And so, yeah, already up for the week.
And free, by the way, always free. The one thing about Lee's value report is, I know other sites will charge for it, and I get it, and that's fine, but I'm just noting it. That's the one piece every week. Lee asked when he came over what Lee wanted. We said Lee can have, and he said, what rhymes with Lee? Free. So let's make the value report that way, and we did. So you can actually go check that out any given week, even if you're not a member at Ship It Nation. You're just thinking about it, but you'll get a lot more context when you do get into it, and especially if you're checking out his course fit rankings, which I won't share those, but just going to the page, it always has the latest update. We removed the WDs if there is any, all different factors, but it really tells you like it is right here. It's not opinion-based. It's historical performance and statistics, which keeps them extremely accurate. These have done very well. Even if you just build some course fit rankings lineups, as I like to call them, like I'm just going to throw some of those into my portfolio. This is definitely the best way to do it. I'll let you continue, but I just wanted to note that on a couple things he offers.
Yeah, so free and up early. Free and early is a nice combination for sure, because you usually get the opposite of that in this industry. Not many things are free and not many things are up nice and early. So it's usually opposite. Like I said, this is free and early. It gives you a nice look at some potential value plays for the week. And Lee's done a really good job, and he's been with us right from the beginning. So appreciate all the work he's done. But again, you'll see like just a bunch of different things to look at on a weekly basis. I always say all-encompassing sort of product. It's not just one thing. Again, a lot of places will sell you on their projections and ownership for $600 for the PGA season. Absolute ripoff. Like, they don't have the best projections and ownership. That is a lie. This all-encompassing, everything you need really for PGA DFS.
Yeah, and the other thing about it is, even if you do think that something's way better, it's like, how much is it worth?
Yeah.
Because if you pay that much more, like I said, it would cost $800+ versus the $349 deal with us. And the other nice thing about having all these offerings is, like you said, with the all-encompassing factor, is you get to put together the puzzle yourself. You can create your own process, find out what's repeatable, know what it takes and what you're working on and how you got there. So I think that's a key component. I thought you were going to get to a nice one-liner where you were going to say, you can't say early without Lee. But that's, you could add that one in. The Lee with free. You got that little rhyme in there as well. Yeah, but of course, can't forget some of the other stuff. The Stone, the biggest legacy piece we could possibly have. Shout out to our guy, RIP, the big guy in the sky. But DGen75 brought this over with himself and his team when we did the merger there a couple of years, like almost 2 years ago now. But just noting it, the Stone is the best tool in DFS. It's got everything you need in one place. It's going to have all of our projections, ownership, the ranking, the course fit rankings are on there. The breakdown of their pricing, their tee time, their course rotation, whatever you need, it's all in one place. And then it gets one better, because in Showdown, you actually then get all the stats brought over too. People call it, the Stone nuts, as our man Nate says in the chat right now. It's like that's the point. But you would usually have to go to all these different sites and try and like formulate your own thing and put it all together. It's almost a, Ship It Nation curation, if you will. It's got everything under one pager, like a cheat sheet. So it's all there. And then the other thing is, just want to note this. I talked to editor the other day. We did get some more legacy notes put in. So they just did an update. I think 22 golfers got a note. I think our man was Thurberg Olsen. He got his little update with the nickname there, and then all the details on him. These are all notes that DGen did while he was sick. Really, he put together like a ton of notes on all the golfers, even as he was first diagnosed, but as he was, getting a little bit less healthy along the way, when it was sort of going to the hospital more and having a little bit more issues, he was still working on these notes for people. So just, speaks to him and everything that he did for us and for this community. But just noting it, they did add, editors hit me up. They updated the DGen scorecard and they updated DGen's notes. So if you're ever wanting to go in there and check it out, I know people love the Minwoo Lee one. It says, this is a good one, actually. Drives it like his mustache, left and right, but not down the middle. I like that one because he's got the little space between the two sides of the mustache game. And then someone brought this one up last week. I forgot all about it, but I was with DGen in Arizona at the Waste Management, and Ben Martin and the kid. There was like a young kid in the background making noise, and Ben Martin was all pissed off. And then all the parents were like, giving him dirty looks. And I was like, well, if no one's going to say it, I was like, buddy, it's a kid. I was like, he's 5. And then they looked back at us and everyone looked at me like, oh, this. I was like, yeah. So he wrote, Tambo doesn't like him because he's rude to children. I have small children and they were a little bit younger than that at the time. And I mean, this kid's a fan. He's there watching you. He doesn't know any better. And say what you want. I know the etiquette and all that factor. But anyway, guy's a bit of an asshole when it came to kids. So you know about that with Justin Thomas and situational stuff. But yeah, I love the DGen's notes. I think it's always a good place to go. And just one more quick thing. This is another thing I like. Let's say you're playing round 3. You can just type in round 3. I'm going to use the most obvious. Below average in no cuts and in round 3. What's it say? Solid in round 3. And people are like, that's just basic.
That dude was not solid last week.
No, no,
Freaking
no. I
Sam
know.
Birds, man.
But
No. I just wanted to point that out. He dead last, or he was down there for sure.
it was bad. It was bad for sure. But if you're ever wondering, it just has different ways that you can use it. I
Yeah.
think that's kind of another thing, right? If you're on POA, right? If you're going to go to Bermuda, you can type a word in and it's all searchable. And again, these are things that I just think would cost a lot more if you really thought about it. And there'll be more on that in the future and noting it. But we always take care of our own. Everybody that's locked in is locked in. But I'm just saying it's really hard to not extract value from your membership over at Chip Nation, the Discord on top of everything else, the just everything else that we do. So it would only get better if we ever added more, in my opinion, at least. Hoop, anything else that you wanted to hit on there at all?
Not in regards to that, but another massive piece is the Discord community. And man, like a lot of our channels are active, but the PGA, obviously NFL is very active, but PGA, the little nuggets you find out in there, the conversations, it's a good spot to hang out when you're building lineups. Like there's a lot of quality information shared, a lot of good conversations, a lot of fun, a lot of banter. It's a good time in the PGA Discord, that's for sure.
Yeah, specific channels for everything, specific notifications. So if you're worried, like, oh, I'm going to be a all access member, which we'll get to in a second. But if you're an all access member, you're like, but I'm really all access because it's the best deal. I still only play NBA, PGA, and MLB and football when it comes back around. Well, you're not going to have to worry about the NHL goalie updates, or you're not going to have to worry about, like, you're not going to get hit up on that stuff. You're only going to get what you see there. So just noting that for sure. I think that's important. Yeah, Sam Burns didn't make round 3. We know that. He's saying like this.
No, I'm just saying in general, he was really bad, like at that event. It brought
just said that
back
guy,
bad memories.
Him for the numbers. I got you. Yeah, we're on the same page. I do want to note too, for those that aren't part of it yet, like again, if you're not part of the community, or if you are, this is a place that you should know. But we did launch this newsletter. We've now successfully ran it for 22 straight weeks. But if you click on that, when you go to the main page, the Nation News, TNN, you can just put your email in, subscribe. You'll get all the updates each week. And if you want to see past editions, you can go in here and see. We break it all down. It's more of a community piece, but it does talk about different things like boots on the ground. This is some of the success from previous weeks, like 404, like all these tournaments that are winning. You don't have to be playing for thousands of dollars or winning big. I mean, our guy, the Dirty Sheik, he won $50K this past week. Just said he went into the slate plan from Gannon, put it together, and bang, another 50 grand. It's like, that's part of it. But this has all the updates. We do the collage. We show you what's coming up next. We give away a free month every week for somebody who sends in what their DFS setup of the week looks like. So we're always doing different stuff within the community, the featured shows, the mastermind part, I'll get to in a second as well with the all access stuff. We show off, speaking of our Discord, if you're for wondering what the Discord's like, get a preview. Go click shipitnation.com, click TNN and go over to it, or /TNN. It's the Nation News. You can check out what people are talking about in the Discord, the food that they're cooking up, just everything that we've got going on. So that brings me, though, to another point, though, Hoop. We didn't mention it fully earlier, so I do want to circle back on this. I don't want to kill everybody's time or spend too much on this, but Winner's Circle, let me share this, was another thing that got brought over. So if you're not a Ship It Nation member yet, you can still get in. But if you are a Ship It Nation member and you're not with SaberSim yet, this is the last segment of the show today, just bringing this up with the 2026 stuff. But one of the very first things I don't think enough people know about is Winner's Circle. This is a fully backed SaberSim partnership program, but we've combined it, and they were nice enough to help us out with it, and we just executed on getting it done, and they were happy with that and said, by all means, you guys can now offer it. So just of note, if you click Winner's Circle, you have to be in a SaberSim package. Again, more on that in a minute. But the Winner's Circle, like it says, it's a one-of-a-kind loyalty program giving everything away from Ship It Nation SaberSim credit up to a Rolex. Many people have heard it. We are not copying SaberSim. We are literally partnered with SaberSim on this stuff. They have given us this opportunity. So again, can't thank them enough. Andy, the CEO over there, the rest of the team, just a phenomenal squad that they've got supporting in the Discord. There's a full SaberSim support channel if you're worried about it. They've got tutorials, everything, but really came through helping us out with sponsorships and programs and things like that just to make our community better. If you win the $1 million, you get free Ship It Nation and SaberSim Ultimate Plan for life. That is our highest level all access plan, and that would be for life. So if you win the Millie Maker, this just launched this past year. So just noting it, I know there's some out there that have already won the Millie, and unfortunately at the time we didn't have that. So just got to note it from the truth. But Rolex watch, the swag box, the t-shirt, the hoodie, and the backpack. The swag box, it varies, but I've seen like high-end Yetis and things like that. They do a bunch of really cool stuff, backpacks in there, like you said, with it, all that other stuff. We've had 4 Millie Maker winners before this program came into place. So congrats to them. I think they'll be all right, Hoop. They did still win a Millie. I got to say this too. Shout out to our guy D-Dry right here. You can go watch Dalton's video. He did chop the Super Bowl big lottery for $575K. So congrats to D-Dry getting the job done again, winning another Millie. Chop is nice, $575K. But all the prizes, Hoop, 100K, 10K, 1K, you can really pay off your membership with this. There is people out there that have won 5 different times already because it's across all sports. It's any top 5 finish. There is rules to it. You have to go and check them out, and you do have to rock one of these 2 beautiful logos down here at the bottom. But it's the same program as if you're over with SaberSim. It's just now you're getting through and going to our stuff. But we've had a ton of winners when it comes. These are all the 1,000+ winners. You can see all these little boxes. These are all the 10,000 plus up to 50,000, 75,000, whatever you're looking at for the winners in here. You can click in and see them all. These are all the 100K winners. And then we've had a bunch in the past, our team members and community members as well. But what do you have to add on this program? I mean, this is phenomenal that we can even get this. I know there's other sites that are partnered with SaberSim that don't have this. So I really love that as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have a very close relationship with Saber and their management team, and it's a deal that we were able to work out, and it's an exciting thing. I mean, just a little added bonus to some of these big wins is huge and can go a long way. So, yeah, thankful to SaberSim and their team for allowing us to offer this to our community.
Yeah, 100%. If you have an active Ship It Nation SaberSim account, we'll get to that in a second. You put one of the logos. I know everyone has their thing about logos. It is what it is, but you can literally pay off your membership. So it's up to you. I don't know what. Look, I love your dogs. I love your cats. I love your kids, whatever it might be. Like, you have what you love on there. I get it. But I don't know if those will pay for the membership. If you want it to pay for the membership, if not, then we're not mad at you. Go ahead. Like, just pay for the membership. We're trying to make it so that you can get it for free. Just an example, if you were playing NBA, PGA, and NFL, just 3 sports, let's just say, and NBA could be MLB, it could be MMA, it could be whatever. If you won a top 5 finish for just $1,000 in the relevant tournaments that it talks about down here, it breaks down the rules. It must be a 10x the entry fee. It's standard stuff, guys. There's no like fine print here. You can't go into like a 4-man and win $1,000. It's pretty obvious. It's winning a tournament and it's coming or finishing top 5 in a tournament, right? Top 5 ties do count for at least 1,000. In that example I just gave, let's say you're a $99 member, less than $100 a month, all access. You would get 3 months covered because you had 1,000 in NFL, 1,000 in PGA, and 1,000 in NBA. In the example I gave, you would now have 3 months of your membership paid based on those results. So again, it's a way that you can pay for your membership. It's a loyalty program. If you're not in it, if you have more questions, you can always hit us up and let us know. All right. I think, Hoop, that's it. The only other thing I have is the all access side of things. I mean, if you don't know already, there is trials. You can get in for $9 for the day. You do not get the Discord. It is a one-time $9 pass. If you did this for a month, you'd pay a lot of money, $270. It would not be valuable because it's the equivalent of our $99 a month plan. So if you do this 10 times, you've already basically got a ripoff and didn't get a Discord pass the whole way. So, I mean, that's the worst way to go, but this is more for if you are a PGA only member, right? Because NFL is over, you're a PGA member, and then you say, hey, I want to get MMA for the weekend. Go pay the $9. You can get in and at least get the MMA content added on. That's definitely a way to use it to your advantage. By all means, the best value, as you see listed here in the trials, at least, it's a one-time use. It's literally meant to be a trial. Once you've seen it, you know what it is. You either want it or you don't. Then there's way better deals than paying $19 for 5 days. But this is 5 times the access for $10 more and does include Discord. This works really well if you're like, okay, it's the Masters with, I don't know, baseball and a UFC event. I want to get those 5 days covered. All right, well, that would work for you as well. So anything you want to add on the trials, Hoop, and then we'll get to the all access stuff before we get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, just want to give people opportunity, obviously, to try us out without diving all the way in. And, you know, it's a stepping stone to some of the bigger packages, obviously, that you're about to kind of break down here.
Yeah. Lastly, I should say this because we did just source to this. So for those that haven't been following or we're just focused so heavily on NFL, it defaults to PGA, NFL, and college football are over. But for NBA, one thing that we thought, we talked a little bit about single sport and NBA only, MMA only, all that stuff for a little while. One thing we noticed, back to the trial point as well, is it could have been a little bit of a disservice to our mission statement, right? Most affordable, most valuable content. We definitely have that on the all access side, but on the single sport stuff, it was unfortunate that, say, like, there was no MMA only. Someone who wanted MMA would say, well, I would get in, but I need to pay $30 for the week or something because it makes me buy all the other sports. So we did change it. You can now get NBA only for $29 a month, less than $1 a day, or $17 a month if you get it for the year. If you need it with SaberSim, other sites, again, for just optimizers, $29, $35, whatever it might be. This is $49, including SaberSim, with 150 lineups, late swap, etc. You cannot get the single sport at SaberSim. So that's the nice piece about coming over to a site like ours that has it all put together in one place, and then you're right into the Discord. That team is phenomenal when it comes to what they do. Shout out to Rio heading it up, but with Title and Bellman and Nades and Ham and everybody else, BG Littleneck with the showdown stuff, and then all of the members in the NBA side of things. Can't thank you guys enough. It's just a huge support system, even within the community, bringing news. Our guy Newens, who was in here doing the DVP ranking stuff, and then we even added that to our site. We've got our man Parabay in there breaking down his stuff every single day, and many others to go with it. But just noting it, wanted to bring that up, that the single sport stuff now does live on. NASCAR coming back. Everyone's all excited for the NASCAR packages. Why, $450, $500 something at different places for NASCAR packages. You can get it for $29 a month or $49 with SaberSim. But the big thing, Hoop, and that's why I want to get to the final point, is if you play a couple of these sports, once you play PGA and NFL, you're pretty much better to get all access. Or once you play even one more sport on top. I know some people do NFL and then lock in PGA and then end up having it for a good deal for both, but you miss out on all the other stuff in between for the small amount. So I guess that's the biggest point here I want to get to. Obviously, with all access, we've talked about this for quite some time. All of the all access plans with SaberSim, there's weekly, monthly, and annual, but some of our pricing has been, for the price of what it is, like just using a quick example, starter is $139. When Founding Family signed up almost 3 years ago now, shout out to our Founding Family out there and everybody that was with us from day one, they got in for $49 or $59 a month. SaberSim charges $97 for starter. $139 is essentially cheaper than Founding Family if you're going to use starter anyway. So we'll talk a little bit about all access, but certainly this is the best deals that you can get, right? Like as far as it sets up for multiple sports if you're playing it.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. 100% it is, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to be playing PGA and NFL only, then I think your best option, this is what this is always all about, is to get you the best deal possible. Your best option is to get the NFL annual pass, leave it locked in. Your price is grandfathered. Your early bird price doesn't go away. The price goes up a little bit each year because we add more, or the times change. The price of bread was, whatever it is in your place last year, and now it's like double that. It's just the way it goes everywhere. Trust me, even up here in Canada, the prices are insane. We don't change our prices very often. Everyone who is with us is already all locked in, and nothing's changing here. We added more value options, to be honest. We just want to note on the all access side, we want to be clear on one thing. So if you haven't heard enough about SaberSim yet, we're not going to keep going into it. If you want to get Rick's tools, whatever. But the best way if you play NFL and PGA only is just keep your NFL only pass locked in, go to a golf only, or if you're already a member and you were with us for NFL only, you can hit us up, info@shipitnation.com, and there will be some offerings for a all access special just to tide you over until NFL comes back. But if you're with PGA and everybody already talked about it in the chat, you're going to know what that's all about. So let's go back to all access for a second. And one note that we were very clear on from day one, so we just want to note it now so everybody sees. But the starter package right now, if you want to get in, this is the special we were talking about. If you're on any plan that's not starter, or if you're somewhere else, or whatever you want to call it, like if you're not with us yet at all, if you're at another site with Saber, whatever it is, right now, hit us up, info@shipitnation.com. You can get the starter plan for $97 for your first month, and then it will lock in at $129. So it'll get you the first month for less than the core plan. If you're not on it yet, so if you're a core member right now and you're like, wait, $129, it's only $30 more, I want to get all these additional add-ons, I've been waiting on that. I'll be very upfront about this. We were always transparent on this stuff since day one, but we're getting to there now. The starter price is simply too cheap. It is less than our founding family members paid. Someone who is a founding family member at 49 and then went to SaberSim and paid 97 pays 150. So the price for the starter is going to $149. That's the only change that's happening. But right now, for anybody that wants to upgrade, we'll send you an email. You can let us know in the Discord. You can hit us up, info@ShipItNation. We're not going to steal it or take it away from you. If you've been a member with us or if you're not a member yet, hit us up. You will be able to get starter for $2 less than core, $97 for your first month. That's the same price SaberSim charges just for their stuff. That includes all of our content. All the top that you wouldn't get anywhere else, but here, that's all included, $97 for the first month, and then we'll lock you in at $129. But after this month, it is going to $149, and that's it. That's the deal. If you're going to want to go up to starter, it's going to be $149. There is better deals when you go to the annual pass, for sure. But I know that's not feasible for everybody. A lot of people work on monthly or weekly or whatever. So whatever plan it is that you're on, this is going to be the one-time deal that we're giving you to let you know. Everybody else is price protected, whatever it might be. But I need you to understand, especially even if you're a founding family member, we're being very clear on this. 49 that you locked in, or 59 or 69, whatever deal you're on for content only, it is $99 to jump up to SaberSim. This is $97 for your first month, and then $20 per month cheaper, which is essentially like getting founding family again for $29, because it is $97 to go to SaberSim directly. So just noting that this is a one-time offer. We're putting it out there. That's part of what this was about today. We want to make sure everybody knows there will be more bonuses that come with it. You guys know we don't hold punches when it comes to that stuff. There's definitely more bonuses coming. But the first things first, you got to get in and lock in the price savings. So if you're at another site, we talk about Project Jump Ship all the time. Now's the time to shore up your finances, shore up your sites, whatever it is you're doing. $97 first month, $129 after that, locked in. That is going to be the best deal and the last time you will see it. So it's that simple. Hoop, I'll let you talk. Anything else you want to add? The differences clearly listed on the site. There's a ton of valuable pieces. Maybe we can go into more, but just noting it, we won't spend too much time. That is the deal. We'll
time is of the essence. It's the deals will be, the cheapest prices will be going away. Like you said, now is the time to kind of make the move. You broke it down beautifully. I mean, it's the most affordable all-in price in the industry, and that remains the case. We've always said that from the beginning, and that's the plan moving forward. Partnered with Saber, obviously that changed our offerings a little bit, but the deal that you see is the cheapest you're gonna be able to get in.
It ties everything together. We talked about Winner's Circle. You're in now. If you get that plan and you move up to any SaberSim plan, I mean, if you want to move up to the $99 plan, or if you're a founding family member and you just hit us up and say, yo, I'm founding family, what would it be if I just want to go to the core plan? We'll take care of you. We'll look at a deal. That's for members that have been with us since day one. We're never going to hurt them in any way whatsoever. We've always taken care of you, and you know that. We've put our money where our mouth is plenty of times, all these different factors. But the deal on starter for everybody out there that's going away and the price is then going to go up, you'll really be missing out, is based on if you're playing a lot of DFS and you're playing multiple sports. This is an all-access special. There's not going to be a better way to get a deal. Like it's little things. You now get more lineups that you can work with. Obviously, everyone with the contest sims is playing up to 5,000, but if you only need 500 or less, 150, you can work out of a bigger pool. But portfolio diversification, so you can upload your contest. It knows exactly what you're playing in and adapt your builds for the contest that you're in. The additional set of SaberSim projections and ownership. Important. Why? Well, if you were during NFL season saying, where's my afternoon only slate stuff? Where's my morning only stuff? The way it works is you're going to need projections and ownership. That's what SaberSim supplies for those. We cover the main slates, the featured slates, the Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. This is additional. In golf, it's other slates that come up, or different leagues, different factors like that. All the other sports we don't cover officially. Tennis, WNBA, F1, UFL, the esports stuff with LOL and with LOL, whatever you guys want to call it, CSGO, all of those, and then contest flashback to be able to look into it. All of that is included. The ability to use additional tabs when you're breaking it down. If you're trying to build MMA lineups and PGA at the same time, you can do that. So all of these factors and more, if you have any questions you're unsure of, you want to find out, the time is now. Super Bowl's over. We have the ability to go and be able to help you edit things and get your account upgraded, get you set up. If you're coming over from another site, it's very simple. It's whatever you want to do, we can get you in. But $97 for the first month and then $129 locked in is already $150. At the end of the day, you're going to be $240 less than the $149 it's going to, plus the extra $30 or $40 savings first month. But you're getting a really good deal with that setup. So just noting that, want to make sure you guys know the deal. It's going to go till the end of February. We are going to send you an email about it, but don't wait. Don't hesitate. The time is now. That's going to be the deal. Hoop, anything else you want to add before we get out of here, my friend?
Got to be like a song in there somewhere. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Now is the time. Something. There's a little jingle to go along with it.
Something about don't be late. Don't hesitate. Yeah. Definitely don't wait. It ends on a certain date. Like you got a couple things you can throw in there, but down by the bay, Happy Gilmore. What do you say? Hey, like all these factors and more. But I definitely think that's going to be a key component. We've had a ton of people reach out and say, when are you going to do deals? When's your next special? What's that going to look like with golf coming back? All of that. That is it. This is it. That's going to be the deal that's broken down. There could be more that comes with things in the future. But I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing right now is just making sure that we're focused on getting you guys the best deal possible and making sure that you're covered for everything you need. If again, this is just the option. If you only want to try it, there's trials. If you only want PGA, it's there. If you want content only, if you want single, I just want NBA or MMA stuff, do whatever you want. It's all there, but we're going to take care of you and make sure that you see that this is the place to be. If you don't like it, you can always cancel. There's no hassle in canceling anytime. So that's my final thoughts, Hoop. Anything else you want to add in general before we get out of here? I know this is a bit, but hopefully everybody got what they needed. We'll be all set to go for a huge season ahead. And then don't forget about the one and done. I'll reload it here right quick, but 320 members out of 1667, 320 are in. There's a long ways to go with less than 2 days to go.
Yeah, get in that for sure. And then, definitely join us. I mean, we'd love to have you. The most affordable all-in price in the industry, got you covered on all aspects, everything you need to have success with DFS. That's kind of been our mission, and Discord, everything you need. So love to have you.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, reach out direct. If you're not sure about the email or you forget, you can X at ToeTagginTambo in the Discord at ToeTagginTambo. I'm happy to help you guys out. info@shipitnation.com. All right. Appreciate you guys. Our man, Matthew Gannon, will be back tonight on the site. So if you're a member, you'll be able to get in and see the boot show tonight that he's going to have. And then I'll be back tomorrow morning on this very channel, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, with my guy, Alex Blickel. He'll break down all the math on to Scotty or not to Scotty, as always is the question. But we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you need anything else, just let us know. For Hoop, for myself, ToeTagginTambo, let's ship it.